The Remington Report. Sponsored by Heritage Place, the place where champions are sold. Also sponsored by the Oklahoma Quarter Horse Racing Association, promoting quarter horse, app, and paint racing in Oklahoma. And I'm your host, Greg Thompson of StallionEsearch.com.
You bet I'll be watching.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Greg Thompson of StallionEsearch.com. Welcome to episode 13 of the Remington Report. Let's get right into it. They did not have any stakes action last weekend, but they did have the trials for the Grade 1 Graham Paint and App Futurity. We'll get right to that shortly, but we'll also look at the upcoming Oklahoma Speed Fest. This weekend's stakes action, it's chock full of stakes. Also, we're going to take a stroll through a barn of a trainer who has 3 qualifiers in the Heritage Place Futurity. But let's get right into looking at the trials of last week in the Grade 1 Graham Paint and App Futurity.
The race recap brought to you by StallionEsearch.com.
Last Saturday at Remington, the Graham Paint and App Futurity trials were contested, with Eddie D. Willis train You Bet I'll Fly qualifying at the top, with Jimmy Brooks aboard with a time of 17.484 seconds for the 350 yards. Mary Hainline owns You Bet I'll Fly, who was bred in the state of Kansas by Nikki Schwerdfeiger. For a list of all the qualifiers for the Graham Paint and Appaloosa Futurity, log on to StallionEsearch.com and find the list in the qualifiers section.
An official representative for horsemen in the state, the OQHRA administers race, benevolence, and scholarship programs, all to better the state of racing in the state of Oklahoma. Visit OQHRA.com.
Hey, there's so much stakes action this weekend at Remington Park, so let me get out of the way here and let's get right into the preview section here on the Remington Report.
The Remington Stakes Preview, sponsored by StallionEsearch.com.
The first preview to touch on is Saturday's Grade 1 National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum Stakes for the Paints and Apps going 440 yards. The 2 horses that stand out above the others is the Grade 1 PSBA American Paint Classic Derby winner, Flash the Chicks, seen here powering home under G.R. Carter last time out. Remember, in this spot he's a 3-year-old going up against older horses, and one of those top older horses happens to be Barney O'Field, seen here scooting away for victory in the Grade 1 Mr. Louis Memorial in his last out. I would have to say that Friday's race is some of the finest collection of running paint horses in the entire world, all on display here at Remington Park. And that'll lead us to Saturday's Oklahoma Speed Fest. And we'll start by looking at the 2-year-olds in the Bugs Alive in 75 stakes, with Bring in the Heat looking like the one to beat with his undefeated record of 2 wins and 2 lifetime starts on the line here in Saturday's stakes event. Jockey G.R. Carter has the mount for trainer Stacy Charette Hill and owners 3 Okie partners. The FL Ladybug Stakes looks like a rematch between the 2 top finishers of the Lyco Bird Stakes, with Madrasita and Scout's Wagon back at it again in the FL Ladybug Stakes. Madrasita bested the field last time out, seen here with jockey Jimmy Brooks powering home aboard the Eddie D. Willis trainee. The Oklahoma Speed Fest also has 2 graded stakes, and the first one to preview is the Grade 3 Jack Brooks Stakes. It's a full field of 10 going postward, but I believe the standout of the group of 3-year-olds is the Oklahoma Derby winning Cruisin' the Wagon, seen here winning the head bob over the field in March in the Derby, who also came back to finish second behind a toss-up in the Remington Park Derby last time out. Stormy Smith is back aboard for his father-in-law Brent Clay and owners Terry and Mary Purcell. And the last race to look at here in the preview section is the Grade 3 EasyJet Stakes for 2-year-olds, and the field sees the 3rd place finisher in the Remington Park Futurity. That's Ground Hero, set to participate in the 350-yard dash with Jimmy Brooks in the irons for Eddie D. Willis. He will face the 1-2 finishers of the Ladybugs Moon Stakes in Paint the Candy Lane and First Down Shazoom, seen here finishing 1-2 in the stakes event. And that's the Remington Stakes preview section for the Oklahoma Speed Fest.
The Breeding Shed Moment, brought to you by StallionEsearch.com.
The Breeding Shed Moment spotlighted stallion is Country Quick Dash, who gets this week's honor bestowed upon him due to the fact that he is the sire of the fastest qualifier in the Grade 1 Graham Paint and Appaloosa Futurity. Country Quick Dash is the sire of 2 past world champions, and he is also the sire of the #1 all-time leading paint money earner, Got Country Grip, who earned over $360,000 in his race career. Be sure to log on and view all the member stallions on StallionEsearch.com.
The Remington Report is sponsored by Heritage Place. Heritage Place in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Upcoming yearling sale in September 20th through the 23rd. Heritage Place, the place where champions are sold.
There are 2 trainers here on the backside at Remington Park that have qualified 3 runners apiece in the Heritage Place Finals. That's Judd Curl, as well as Toby Keaton, whose horses we're spotlighting here in the Heritage Place Futurity Spotlight.
The Heritage Place Futurity Spotlight.
I was able to stop by the Keaton barn to chat with the trainer about his talented 3 starters in the Grade 1 Heritage Place Futurity, starting with El Duero.
Well, he didn't play real good. He kind of ducked in a little bit, and that boy sat there patient and let the horse get to running, but he bled a little bit on me, but he didn't seem to bother him. I mean, the horse come back real good. He's eating his feet, doing good, so he'll be okay.
Winner of the most unique name in the field has to go to The Queen Has Gone Nuts. And the trainer was quick to point out that the 8th fastest qualifier was aptly named by her owner, Tony Doty.
That man, he raised that filly, and she was nuts. He named her right. She's run through fences. His baby got a broke jaw. I mean, she was a nut, but that filly has really, really come to us. I mean, she's doing excellent.
His 3rd horse in the barn to qualify for the Heritage Place Futurity is the filly CC Sace, who didn't get off to the greatest of starts in her training career when she first arrived at the Keaton barn.
Filly was kind of sick when he brought her to me. You know, she wasn't doing real good. About a month ago, this filly really started blooming and training good. She'll improve off of this race. Good, just I mean, everything about her's been good the last month. She's sound. She was just green, and my wife started at Houston the last time in the maiden race, and she really improved after her first out in Sam Houston trial.
You can catch all the Heritage Place Spotlight videos of the qualifiers on StallionEsearch.com by clicking on the Heritage Place Futurity Spotlight tab, denoted here. That will lead you to the video section to watch these clips from the people involved in the qualifiers for the $1.1 million Heritage Place Futurity. I had a chance to sit down with Racing Secretary Dan Fick here at Remington Park, and I feel I have a pretty good handle on who will be in the gate in the Remington Park Invitational Championship at the end of the meet here. First and foremost, the Remington Park Invitational Championship will rekindle the rivalry between the 2011 AQHA World Champion Cold Cash 123 with his seemingly ever-present arch nemesis Lano Teller. Making the trip from New Mexico again will be last year's winner of this race, Riley's Boy. So going postward, most likely will be the 3-year-old wonder horse of the 2012 Remington meet, A Toss-Up. The connections of the 2009 AQHA World Champion Freaky have indicated that they are interested in this Grade 1. The SLM Big Daddy Stakes winner of this year, Mr. Truly Uno, is probable for the field. The Louisiana Invader, JLS Mr. Big Time, fabulous fillies of Clinton Crawford, Fredaville, and Candy Cartel are likely a go. George Haddad's Georgina, Eddie Willis trained Streakin' Down, will probably make 2 starters for the meet's leading trainer. And Grade 2 winner, Now You're Talking, is highly probable to go postward. Hey, what a huge race that's going to be. It's going to be the day after the Heritage Place Futurity and Derby. They're on Sunday, the Remington Park Invitational Championship, a huge Grade 1 event. If you can't be there at Remington Park, why don't you go to aqha.com/racing and watch the Q Racing videos. You can watch all the live racing as well as all the race replays from the partnering racetracks. We'll be back next week here on the Remington Report with all the results from the Oklahoma Speed Fest, as well as we'll dig deeper into the Futurity and the Derby, as well as the Invitational Championship here at the end of the meet at Remington Park. I'm Greg Thompson of Stallion Research. We'll see you next week.